Good morning, everybody. We are back. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself and Pete. He's back from China. Yeah, tell me, how was China?
Very, very hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hot, eh?
and it's humid. And it's humid, eh?
Is
It's
it?
humid. So although we get very hot temperatures here in Limpopo,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you don't get that kind of humidity that it packs out.
Is it?
So it was really, yeah. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Now,
I think that day the sun was baking. It was like 38 degrees and it was packed with humidity. So you were just you were just drenched, man. All the guys'
yeah.
shirts, you could see through their shirts, they
Uh-huh.
were sweating so
Uh-huh.
much. So it was
So,
heavy, heavy duty.
how long does the summer last?
Well, it's as usual. It's a normal 3 months, but it's opposite. Remember, they're northern hemisphere now, so
Mm, mm,
uh, well, we're going into we're in spring now, so it'll be their autumn now. So
mm. We have
the
6 months,
direct,
remember? We have six
yeah,
months.
but it's six
Here in
months,
South Africa, we
and
have 6 months. Remember, they're coupled together with
yeah,
when
yeah.
it's
Oh, well, if
hot.
you do that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's if you
yeah.
couple them together that side, they're coming out of their summer now, and it's going
Mm,
into their,
mm, mm. Yeah, the good news is Adam, I see, hasn't changed, but he's tall now.
he is tall. He's
He's
about
tall now,
uh,
and here's a nice
he's
thing. He looks like you now. All along, I wasn't aware of that.
yeah.
And your grandson looks like Allison, eh? I thought I would see
Really?
the Chinese eyes in him.
No, he's there. No, they
Is
are
it?
there. They are there. Yeah, they are there.
Okay. But is this he or she?
It's a he.
Is it he? He
It's a
looks like
son. Yeah,
Allison, eh? He looks like Allison. All right.
I'll tell her.
Yeah. Now, let's get going.
Yes.
Look,
Morning viewers, by the way.
good morning, Regal fan.
Yeah.
We are together as a song, the beat goes on. Pete,
Yes, sir.
um, Kaizer Chiefs. No matter what, you'll end up talking Kaizer Chiefs.
Sure.
They're a big team, and then, yes, I know sometimes there are a lot of reasons why people talk about Kaizer Chiefs. They increase the sales and all that, but they're a big team. They're usually followed. So it's very interesting when you see some signs that worry some. Remember, there was a show that we did. I said, these guys who are acting, winning games, and Nabi comes back, what's going to happen?
Mm.
Well, according to the latest, Nabi has not left yet. They're still negotiating to reach that amicable resolution with him.
Yeah, I think they're talking about a mutual separation agreement now.
yeah, yeah. So we are not sure of what's happening. But the reason why I'm saying let's talk about Chiefs. Here is these two guys, they're acting, they do 5 games without conceding, they win 4 games, and it was bound going to happen. Although they were saying, no, we consult with the coach all the time. And Nabi comes, and then they start struggling again. There are a lot of theories. Let's start from where it started. At some point, Chiefs wanted Nabi before they get him. So apparently, when I say apparently, it's because I'm alleging, and I'm not sure about that. Allegedly, the demand were too much because he wanted all the entire staff, his entire staff, to be hired. And Chiefs was not prepared. They walk away. And then after walking away, year later or season later, they went back to him and they accept all the conditions. All right?
Hmm.
Now, having said that, they hire him with all conditions. Now, I'm looking at this scenario. These guys, they came with me. I'm Nabi now, in Nabi's position. Now they're remaining behind. All right? I'm not sure whether did they discuss that with Nabi to say, hey man, we are being asked to take over in your absence. Any issue? Did you understand? Because it's all about human relations. How do you manage it? But West Patrick, these guys, they lost too. Did you understand? Now, where to Kaizer Chiefs?
They did lose that league game to the top of the league. So, yeah,
it's
maybe
one
not
loss.
so bad.
It's one loss.
Sure.
It's one loss. Now, if you're a Chiefs or you're an advisor, what's next? What's next? What should they do?
Well, I think you've got to look back in history as to where it potentially started. Nabi's wife actually had an accident in, I think it was back home. He's from Tunisia, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Tunisia.
And so that was in August. So just when the league started, basically. And well, the latest now is that they gave him a letter of suspension.
Well, there's quite a lot that we hear. That is why I always argue, give us the news, give us the news.
So I mean, but I think you got to put this into context a little bit before you answer the question. So, then so they said, maybe you're on suspension because they're not sure about your qualifications. Yeah, but surely before you appoint a coach, you would confirm qualifications beforehand. Yeah. And also that letter was withdrew because he apparently provided his qualifications or whatever. But now just think about it. Looking at it from Nabi's perspective, it was a bit like we had that discussion with Pep Guardiola. You know, he was getting split up. Well, in this case, Nabi's wife is involved in a serious accident, so his mind's maybe not 100% where it used to be. And he left to go and sort of like help out a little bit back home now. And he gets a suspension letter, and then it's withdrawn, and I think that's where the relationship broken down. I think they're already. Why the suspension letter? I don't believe it's to do with the qualifications as quoted there personally. I think the relationship already started to turn south there. So what do we do as Chiefs? Or the question, just to repeat the question, you want me to answer? What do you do now as Chiefs? I think, well, they've already kind of made a decision in my mind that, you know, he must go. If I look at they've handled the situation there, it looks like they want him to go. And I think he also wants to go now. So I think it's a fait accompli, as they say. You know, it's only a matter of time now. So what do you do now with you know, the coaching staff that you have? Are they now maybe behind the scenes looking at pizza? Maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
All right. You know, when I was saying give us the news, I was not referring to you per se. I was referring to Kaizer Chiefs. All right.
Yes. So they made a statement.
The flow of information is important. Yeah. All right. Because now we are speculating. Some of us. You know what? The other thing that I've seen with a lot of podcasts, which I wish we don't fall into that trap. They see one line and then they just put the narrative, which I don't think is correct. Some might bother us around character assassination and all that. You see, we must just give the news and then not be judges. Not be judges. So, but nevertheless, people have their own thinking, how they view how to do this thing, because this is a new phenomenon. So, and then they rank numbers. Others are pushing numbers. So for me, it's not about numbers. It's about doing something that is almost genuine, because it's difficult to give genuine information if you don't get information. end up speculating and so on. So yeah, I don't know how. Why I'm asking, where to for Kaizer Chiefs? They've been having this problem now for years now. Remember, Nabi has broken their 10-year trophy drought spell.
Yes.
Right. So, because if you look at this thing, they're in a predicament because they cannot even cut the cost of these guys. Maybe that is why they will have to continue them, these guys. Because if they continue with these guys, they must also reach what you call a settlement arrangement.
Yeah.
With them. And that will cost them dearly. A new person will also have its own demand. Like for instance, we're giving an example of Pizzo. Pizzo brings his entire team, and I believe that's how it should be done. So, they're in a very serious predicament. What's next? How to go about? Because the costs, they're huge. You continue with these guys, and then remember, these guys haven't done very bad. They've been winning.
No, they're doing
so you cannot just dispose them. And there are rumors that Nabi was not happy with the signings that they made, because he felt that they were signings, not his signings. All right. I don't know whether that argument holds water, because if I look at Paris signs players, the coach come in and coach, but they do well, So but I know overseas a coach decide who he wants to bring in, and then here at home it's a different ball game altogether. I don't know. If you look on what I've just said, what's your take? What do you think about this?
We don't really know. We don't really know, though. Like you say, it's rumor. We don't really know. But did he personally say that they weren't his signings? Nabi?
No. This is rumor. This is rumor.
Yeah.
So that is why we continue to say, give us the news. Now, remember, the responsibility does not lie with Chiefs only. It also relies with Nabi. But maybe Lambi is a little bit restricted. If I do this, I may break, the promise of being confidentiality or the confidentiality of the team, and that might have an impact on the settlement. So, but the Chiefs as a team has a greater responsibility to give us the news, to update us, not to give us the details.
But they did make a statement, apparently.
Yeah, they did make a statement
but it was very bland. It was saying they're in negotiations with Coach Nabi, and it's a personal matter, and they're not prepared to comment too much, really. So it was a statement, but it didn't really tell you anything.
Yeah. Look, I'm happy with them to say they don't want to comment much because they don't want to fuel the speculation. Sure. But continue to update us. We are still discussing.
Yeah, sure.
Did you understand what I'm saying? We are still discussing, not yet. Whatever that you see around there is not right. Because even journalists, like I'm saying, they see one line and then they run. Sometimes, for me, it's not good. It's not good. Let's get the facts, and so on. And then they have social media and so on. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a very difficult thing for Kaizer Chiefs to break this one, and I wish them good luck. Now, let's go to your team, Man City. What's happening? Yes, before I go to Ballon d'Or. In fact, Ballon d'Or, I'm not going to spend much time on that, except to say, before I go that, let's look at Nabi's records. If you look at his records, Nabi, can you see that?
Can you make it just a little bit better? There we go.
If you look at Nabi's records, can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
He played 35 games, 12 wins, 9 draws. Am Am I correct?
Eight draws, I think. Oh, yeah, it's 9 draws. Sorry,
9
yeah.
draws, and then 14 defeats.
14 defeats.
And then goal scoring 39, and then conceded 42. It's about around 40% in terms of the winning and so on, which is below par. All right.
But it doesn't really match the most recent performance. This will be over his complete tenure. So I think if you were to do this season, for example, it would obviously look better. So he's improved, but that's the tail of the tape as it is now. Yeah, over his complete stay there as coach.
But let's look at this tenure. This tenure, he hasn't started. Those are the guys who started. He's assistant.
Yeah, okay.
So it has. Remember, I said that will really bring a confusion. That who's really taking the glory? Is it him or the two guys? And then I'm not sure about the relationship between him and those guys. Or maybe it's a question of, practically speaking, if I have to be considered for Chiefs, from this is from Nabi's perspective. Maybe they'll have to continue with them so that as they pay, they don't pay them and the new coach or the new staff. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what they should do. How about that? Continue with these guys, and then you pay them. But I'm telling you, the fans are not happy out there. So these guys cannot afford to lose. So what do you do? Do you rewrite the contract, or because when they came, they were assistants. Now you're giving them the hot seat. Do we redesign the contract so that you can have an escape clause, especially if they lose?
Sure, good question. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, really, at the end of the day, you've got two guys running the team as opposed to one. So where does the responsibility lie if things go south now? I think ultimately it's got to be a one person decision for me. And the buck stops there.
All right, we'll go there.
Let's watch this space.
Yeah, let's watch the space. A quick one. Culling was launched, and here is the fixture for Culling Black Label. Amazulu will play Magesi, and Sundowns will play Marumo. Stellenbosch will play Chiefs, and then Orbit will play TS Galaxy. Devon City will play Polokwane, Richards Bay, Chipa Pirates Siwelele, and then Arrows will play Sikukune. Having said what I've said, Stellenbosch is struggling this year. If you are those people who are leading Stellenbosch, would you sack the coach, or what would you do?
Yeah. Again, it's a tough call, that one. Yeah. But yeah, if things are not working out, then coaches don't last.
But looking at the issue that the Steve Barker, he loses 3, 4, 5 players each season and replaces them well, okay, and then always get a good replacement for them, and then he keeps on performing. But this time he's struggling. And now, if you are running Stellenbosch, would you fire him or what?
I think it's still a little bit early in the season. Let's give him some chance, I'd say.
Having said what I've just said, Siwelele has just released a statement that they've released their chief executive officer, which is Stan Matthews, and then they are releasing some of the players. They've released so many personnel. Do you think, is it a panic thing, or were they supposed to become a little bit, or maybe it shows that the experience is not there?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that's the subject for another day.
Because I mean, how do you fire people? It's similar to what we were talking about at some point. A coach that was fired after 2 games. Yeah. No, Pete, let's move on. Let me share again the other news quickly. A Ballon d'Or. What a great thing for Dembele. He won that one, and then I'm happy for him. What do you want to see? Look at that. Dembele #1, followed by Lamine Yamal, Vatina, and Mo Salah and Rafinha. So what do you want to say about that? What's your take?
It must have been a close call, I think, between Dembele and Yamal, because he's a very good player. But he was honoured in some way. There's another trophy that he received during these awards there. So he was honoured. I can't remember what the name of that trophy was there. And I see even if you go down, even further down the list, Cole Palmer, who's a very good player from ex-Man City player, he came in 8th. Huh?
Yeah.
So he's getting a look there at least anyway. Mo Salah?
Mo Salah? Yeah. Hey, I was a little bit worried about Mo Salah because I thought, he would get it as an African, but it's not
He's
about
good.
that. It's not about that. It's about football. Whether you're an African or what, it's about football. If you have played well, why not? But if you didn't play well,
he did play well though. He had a great
yeah, he
season.
did. But these guys played better than him.
Yeah.
He did, but these guys
The way
played.
it goes.
Yeah, they played better than him. So yeah, Pete. Now let's talk Man City. Tell me what's happening. What are the new developments? Are we seeing anything there happening
I
there?
think they're improving. I watched the game against Arsenal there, and I have to question. Now, we had a very good first half, pretty much a controlling first half, but it went exactly the opposite way when it came to Arsenal second half. I mean, which other team reduces Man City's possession to like 30%? So I think at the end of the day, the 1-1 result was a fair result. If you look at tactically, I thought Pep played a very high line second half, and I think that led to the goal. Not taking anything away from the goal, Martinelli, good substitution as always. And maybe people might have criticized Donnarumma in that case because he was chipped by Martinelli, as you saw there. But I think it's just a really good goal, and I think probably a fair result on the day there because it was basically, as I said, a game of two halves. I think we dominated the first half, and they dominated quite considerably, in my opinion, in the second half. So yeah, a fair result, a good result for Man City. And that comes on the back of obviously the 3-0 win at home to Man United and a 2-0 win at home to Napoli. And I don't know if you saw the game against Napoli there, but
No,
the fans,
I didn't see it.
the City fans really gave a warm welcome back to Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, fans when the player returns home, they get booed by the players, but no, he was welcomed back open arms. So it was good. Yeah. So yeah, I see an improvement in Man City. We could have done actually with that win, but I mean, I think a point's still a fair result there. That's a fair result. We'll see what happens going forward, but a good win against that. So I see improvement, and then maybe, but again, let's watch the next couple of games, and then we can revisit this discussion. Another news is Rashford was late for training, and Barcelona dropped him now for the game. So Marcus Rashford, ex-Man United, he's got to look after his own.
Do our players learn?
Well, they should do. Yeah.
I'm saying, but do they learn? Especially in nowadays the social media. I'm saying this because I like Bogazi from Paris. I don't know whether it's a naughtiness of people in the social media, They showed him being in a place that is not acceptable. And when I looked at his background, his parents, the way they described him, he looks like a very cool-headed boy. I hope those are not real news. Maybe he was there partying with the people after the win, but the allegations were he was, he was to another world. He was to
But
another world. Yeah, so I
Russia's been
hope
playing well.
Pardon?
Russia's been playing very well for Barcelona. He scored a good couple of goals the other day. So yeah. So what is it? What is this insert that you've lifted up there now?
No. I just wanted to show you that Pep Guardiola was saying he was just talking about, but don't worry about it. He was talking about whose name? Arteta. Remember, they are friends.
Yeah.
It was before. It was before the game, but nevertheless, yeah. And then let's see. He was saying, let me show you. I don't know whether I can see. I want to say to my friend Mikel Arteta, if he wins Premier League title, it will be just be because of spending. Not he worked a lot. Okay, so I don't know whether it was a genuine comment, advising a friend. What's your take about this?
Well, if that was Mikel,
and I must qualify it. I got it from Facebook. Sometimes these news that we get,
if it's true,
we don't know whether it's true. Yeah.
If it's true, I'd be a little bit upset as Mikel Arteta because he'd say, "Oh, but you spend a lot of money, and that's why you're achieving success, and not because you worked hard or anything like that." That's not something one friend says to another. So maybe this is rumor.
If that's true, I would have appreciated Pep to have said that in camera, privately, together, and not in public. We don't know under which circumstances. Maybe he was joking. I don't know. Or maybe it was a mind game. I don't know. Like we are saying, we need to qualify it. We are not sure whether it's how true is that. And then so.
Well, they may be friends. They may be friends, but they are highly competitive. These two
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see that during the game. You could see that. Pep got yellow card, and Arteta was told to get back into the technical area, which is very difficult for him to hold. That little square is restrictive. Yeah.
But credit to Arteta. He has said many times that he credit Pep because he's the one who fetched him to give him the opportunity to come and be a coach at Man City, and then he saw that as a big achievement. And so on the other hand, we will say there's good thing between the two. There's good vibe between the two. Looking at that, Pete. Before I move on, the message special, so that I don't waste time. Remember they lost a week before, and then here they come again. When they come, Messi was angrier than before. He was angrier than before, and then this is what is happening as far as the team is concerned. The team that is leading currently, let's see, is Philadelphia. They are leading. And then Inter Miami, they're at number 6, but they've already qualified for CONCACAF, which is good. But if you look at the log here, and then they are behind with games. And
games, 3 games in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and the difference between Inter Miami and Philadelphia, it's almost how many?
8 points.
8 points.
8 points, yeah.
And I don't know whether you saw Messi's game. He's on form.
No.
He's on form. you know what? He's on another planet. He's playing his own football from another planet. So yeah, yeah, no, this guy is great. I don't know, you watch Messi, you see new things all the time, and then he's surprising at all times. So that makes you wonder, when is this guy gonna slow down? Is he gonna slow down, or is he not gonna slow down? Let me share something about his numbers currently as we speak, just for this season. All right. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
There it comes.
Can you see it? Look. Now at 38, he's still rewriting the history. All right. 32 goals in 2025, 22 goals in MLS, and 15. Is it 15 or 16 assists? And then 10 hat tricks, including one with Argentina, and then 8 goals in his last 7 matches. All right. And then in his career at Barcelona, he has scored how many goals? Assist, it was 391, and then goals 882. So I don't know what to say. And the big one, we are told that he's going to renew a contract with Inter Miami for 4 years. 4 years.
Wow.
I didn't expect that. But they said the contract is so huge, especially on financial side of it. I know, me, I learn from other people. I learn and learn. I wish players can learn. People who are conducting his negotiations is his father, I think his 2 brothers. They're the ones who are involved. And then I've never seen them putting the foot wrong down. You'll correct me if I'm wrong. They always do the right thing. Remember Messi, he doesn't sign quickly. It takes a while. I think they're looking at the fine prints, the lawyers, taking them through. And then do you think our players should learn that? That you should not quickly jump into signing, get into details, consult carefully. Because remember, the Messi's signature, it's not Inter Miami's. Inter Miami, MLS, Apple, Adidas, all clubbed together. You see, because I didn't expect him that he'll go for another 4 years.
No, me neither. But yes, I think our players can learn from this. But I think everybody can learn from this.
Yeah,
you don't just jump into it. You don't just jump into a contract. Once you signed on that line, you've committed yourself, and you got to understand: is this what I really want? So that sometimes the numbers, will make you excited and you'll want to sign quickly. But the reality is, you've got to sit back, time to relax, review, and really think, is this something I can commit to? I mean, do I want to play, for example, for Inter Miami for the next 4 years? Am I going to be fit enough, etc., etc.? No, we all can learn from this.
Not only that, I also look his behavior. This man has never had the scandal, to my knowledge.
No. But then, like you said,
all along, I thought he was not drinking. To be honest, I thought he was not drinking. But I saw one picture at Pizana. Is it Pizana in Spain? With a beer.
A glass of wine. Oh, beer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, whether it was beer or what. But that was once. I'm saying this because we want to educate. I've just mentioned Mbogazi. I don't want to hammer too much because I'm not sure whether it's true. The boy is a star. Watch that boy, Pete Pirates. He's a star. He hasn't played too many games. I mean, not many people play the World Cup. If South Africa qualifies for the World Cup, the boy was in a very comfortable position. He would have left with under 20. Under 20, they've gone to the World Cup, which is a great achievement. And Bogas was supposed to win with them. And then also the senior team, if they qualify, and Bogas will. Having said what I've said about Mbogazi, that he was in a very comfortable position because had he, decide to go with under 20, he would be in the World Cup with under 20. Or the senior team as they go, it's a very privileged, and this is rare. Bogazi is like a new phenomenon for me, just like Lamine Yamal. He hasn't played too many games. And then look, he has won the young player of the year at Ballon d'Or. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, is for the second time. And now he number 2 for the real Ballon d'Or, and still very young. He can still win more Ballon d'Ors. So, but it's important that these players, they learn. Well, I don't know, maybe this is how I conduct my life. I learn from others, and then learn from others for me to be a better person. So, Tembele has been wishing that he wins the Ballon d'Or. And he once said, and I was looking at that moment, he wanted Messi to be the one handing over the Ballon d'Or to him. It was handed over by Ronaldinho. Maybe we'll get the news why, because Messi was playing. But apparently I saw as if he attended the Ballon d'Or. Maybe they were not sure whether he'll be able to come and so on. And then he said at some point, Messi called him. And just like Neymar said to him, you know what? You need to work very hard if you are to make a difference. He said those words changed him. And then he said it even yesterday. He said he thanks Messi. He has learned a lot from him. Because you can learn by watching a person. You don't have to be close to him. But you can learn how he behaves. So I wish these youngsters, they learn. And I hope this is not true about Mbogazi. Lamine Yamal, we had stories about partying. I don't know. I hope it's not true, because even the media itself, sometimes they can be naughty. They just want to create a sensation. But at the same time, if you're in a position of privilege or that influential position, you have to be extra careful. One day my son was telling me, my elder son, that he went to Cape Town. He was performing there. He met the Premier of Gauteng, Mr. Panyaza the Sufi. Then he called him. He said, hey, you boy, you know what? I'm what I am is your dad. Your dad groomed me. And then so my son was coming to me. Why were you not telling me all along? I said, no, I could not tell you because we think I'm claiming. But I appreciate that he has done that. And then I think I called him immediately. I mean, the premier. So thank you for recognizing that. Not many people do recognize if people have made contribution in their lives. Not to say we want people to reward us, but if people recognize what we have done in their lives, it's good. Eguruleni Mayor, when he has functions, he does invite me to those functions as one of my mentee. And then he tells everybody that this is my teacher. This is, we don't want, if a person does that out of his own volition, it's great. It's great. That's a reward enough. Yeah. So, and then I was saying to my son and his friend, and say, guys, you know what? Maybe you don't know, when you came in, when you're growing up, start opening up your eyes, starting to see things. You're not aware. I was very big during my time. But one thing for sure that I pride myself, I don't have any scandal. No one can come up with something and say, this is it. Because I was looking after my branding. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm a human being. I'm fallible. I can make mistakes. That is why I say, I adore people who are doing well, like Messi, to say, oh, this guy, yeah. So I hope these young boys they learn from those guys because it's very difficult. I was saying the other day to my son, it's very difficult to keep that standard. Because everybody wants to get a piece of you, and others are there just to tarnish your image and so on. So you need to be very careful and fight very hard to ensure that at the end of the day, you come out strong. No one can point out those little mistakes. Remember, mistakes are happening. It's life. We make mistakes. I remember Cristiano Ronaldo. He was at a nightclub in England. He was still very young. But after that, we haven't heard any bad stories about him, which tells me that he learned, which is good. He learned, and then and now he's doing good things. If you read about what Cristiano did especially his hometown where he comes from, Madeira, he's building schools and so on. So those are good things. Those are good things, and then I hope these youngsters will learn. Thank you so much for following. And then I'm sure you are aware that you don't see Pete now. You're asking yourself, what happened now? No, Pete had to leave because he had a network problem. He stays that side of Kruger National Park, and then sometimes network becomes an issue. And then, so yeah, unfortunately, he's not there. But thanks, Pete, for coming. I really appreciate it. And thanks to you for joining me on the show. And please continue to subscribe. We want to grow and we will grow with your support and comment and give us advice where you want us to improve. Because you know what? You can only learn by rectifying the mistake that you do going forward. Hopefully, you enjoy this show. I saw that the last one it was enjoyed because I see the views were good. So that shows that people enjoyed it. I thank you so much. And then remember, our question was where to Kaizer Chiefs? Where to? Do you feel sorry for them? Because as we're analyzing the situation, myself with Pete, with a very limited information because we don't have that much information. We know that Nabi will be on his way out, but the question is, if these two guys are taking over, should they release them too, or should they continue them? I don't know. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Bye bye. Hi everyone. I'm sure you are already in the year 2025, and then you are asking yourself, what are you going to do? Some of you have been working for many years, and then now you are contemplating of either resigning or going on retirement. And it looks scary. You're not sure what are you going to do, how are you going to survive. You're worried about your pension and so on and so on. Especially if you're a GPF member at the age of 55 and above, and you are in those situations. You are thinking, what's going to happen? Remember, the most important thing, you need to think about how can you save the little that you have, in terms of how do you avoid penalties? Because when you retire earlier than 60, you'll be penalized. How can you avoid that? Not to be penalized, not even a cent. You also want to make sure that you maximize in terms of the taxation. But get me right, tax applies to everyone. But you want to make sure that you are tax as little as you can. And you want to do all those things. You need somebody who's skilled, somebody who's trained to deal with finance. because tax avoidance is allowed. Because when you avoid tax, you use the tax law. Now, if you want to do that, to make sure that you save as much as you can, don't hesitate. Contact us, TBR Solution, or the BigR Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. And then just say, please, I want you to assist me. I want to go out. So come and share knowledge with me. Now, no obligation. You don't have to make any obligation. Just listen to the facts. After listening to the facts, make a decision. Can listen to us, can listen to others, then so that you're exposed to various information, so that when you make a decision, it's an informed decision. Now, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solution. Here I'm representing the bigger financial services and authorized financial service provider. If you want to know how to get hold of us, just look at the WhatsApp number, drop us your contact via WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.